Major earthquake hit Japan Friday afternoon. This happened about an hour and 20 minutes ago. Japan's meteorological agency says the quake measured magnitude 8.4. The agency has issued a tsunami warning for Japan's Pacific coast. In northern Japan's Iwate Prefecture, tsunami waves of up to 4 meters were observed soon after the quake. The agency is warning that the tsunami could be between 6 and 10 meters. You're seeing some of the tsunami damage so far in Miyagi Prefecture, in the Sendai area, where some of the homes and farms have been flooded when the tsunami went upstream a river. According to the Transport Ministry, Haneda International Airport has reopened 2 of its 4 runways. Haneda International Airport has reopened 2 of its 4 runways. The airport had earlier closed all runways. Haneda International Airport has reopened 2 of its 4 runways. The Japan Road Traffic Information Center and police say expressways around Tokyo and northeastern Japan have been closed. The Japan Road Traffic Information Center and police say expressways around Tokyo and northeastern Japan have been closed. According to Toshiba Elevator, it assumes that most elevators came to a halt in the region affected by the disaster. According to Toshiba Elevator, it assumes that most elevators came to a halt in the region affected by the disaster. At the moment, the company has been collecting information about mechanical troubles. The Industry Minister's Nuclear and Industrial Safety Agency has put in place an emergency center for the earthquake. It'll collect information concerning damages caused by the earthquake to nuclear power plants around the country. For those of you who've just tuned into NHK World, you're seeing live coverage of Miyagi Prefecture in the Sendai area where a tsunami has struck. A major earthquake hit Japan on Friday afternoon. Japan's meteorological agency said the quake measured magnitude 8.4.
All right, listening there to NHK coverage there in Japan, they keep talking about an 8.4. Of course, what we're dealing with here is an 8.9 magnitude quake, a great quake. And I want to make the point, too, I've actually received a tweet here from a person who's in Japan. I've asked them and sent them a tweet to ask for their number so we can talk to them. But they're saying frequent aftershocks, the first time in my life in Japan. So this is a traveler, a tourist in Japan who's tweeting to me, and anyone else who is in Japan who wants to send a tweet, please take the time, feel free, if it's safe to, at Rosemary CNN. So, you know, do get online if you can and send a Twitter. But let's go back to these pictures now. I might just get that sound turned down in my ear if you don't mind. It's a little distracting just from the pictures. Thanks so much. Now, we're looking at all of this debris on the ground there, just moving right across Japan, coming from the coastal areas. We see the boats, we see cars, we see mud, all the debris moving through there. Thankfully, a lot of this is farming area, but it is moving into some buildings there, and we saw some ablaze on the ground. I want to go back to Ivan Cabrera, see what additional information Ivan has. What are you finding out? What are you learning now?
Well, we just had another major earthquake offshore of Japan, a 7.1, which would be devastating enough, if certainly shallow enough and closer to the shore. Some of these folks in these farmlands and some of these buildings have no idea what is happening right now. They are perhaps 100+ kilometers away from the shore, and they are seeing on a sunny day in Japan this coming in. I mean, unless you're watching TV, unless you're listening to the radio, you're not going to have any idea what's coming up here. So this is where we get the casualties, where folks are not aware of what's coming and not able to reach a higher ground. So unfortunately, the tragic thing is we're seeing that wave of mud and debris and buildings and fire just encompass some of those homes there, and we hope they're empty, but certainly some of them probably are not, Rosemary, there. So there you see the initial wave coming in. Also want to keep monitoring, folks in the back, the shoreline, because I wouldn't, again, this has not happened once. So we are talking about a tsunami that comes in, the first initial wave, and then we get another wave and perhaps even a third wave after that. With an 8.9 great earthquake, that shallow, that close to the shore, there are going to be more tsunamis coming in. So we'll have to watch that very closely there. That doesn't look good there. You see the breakers there again, an ongoing threat here. So this is going to be historic indeed.
Indeed, and where people can, and of course it is very difficult, you need to get to higher ground. In any of those countries we've mentioned, any of the coastal areas, you need to move, and you need to move quickly and get to higher ground. I've got Matt Alt on the line now. He's talking to us from Tokyo. He was there, of course, when this earthquake hit, now an 8.9 magnitude quake. Matt, tell us about the situation for you when this magnitude 8.9 hit.
Well, it was absolutely unlike anything I've ever experienced before. I've been living here for 8 years now.